are listening to The Common Sense Practical Prepper, sponsored by Duct Tape, the real duct tape. It fixes everything, except bad decisions. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America. From border to border, coast to coast, and all ships at sea, here is your host, Keith.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Common Sense Practical Prepper podcast. I'm Keith. April the 25th, 2026. All right, folks, I just wanted to take a quick minute and say thank you. The podcast recently hit 75,000 downloads, and that's all because of you. And here's what really blows me away. We've been downloaded in 117 different countries, 4,410 unique cities. 82% of those listeners are right here in North America, 11% spread across Europe, and the rest across the globe. Top cities with the most downloads to date: Dallas, Texas. Number 2, Charlotte, North Carolina. Number 3, my friends down under, Sydney, New South Wales. Chicago and Seattle round out the top 5. Absolutely wild. And none of this happens without you. Whether you've been listening since the very first episode or you just showed up in the last week or two, thank you. Every single listen, every single share, every single like, every single subscription, and every single review helps more people find the show. I could not have done this without my longtime dedicated listeners and all the new folks that are coming on board because you decided to tell a friend. Thank you again. I'll keep bringing you the practical, no nonsense, no BS information that everybody likes to hear. Not to beat a dead horse, but again, thank you everybody. And let's get on with today's episode. So like I said before, my listeners are all over the world. So folks, in a grid down situation, cash is king. Whether you're listening to me here in the United States with US dollars, whether you're listening in Australia with the Australian dollar, or across the EU with euros, or in the UK with the British pounds, or yes, even in Japan with the yen, you're probably thinking the same thing. I've got credit cards, I've got debit cards, I've got PayPal, I've got Venmo. Why do I need cash? Well, let me tell you why. When things go completely sideways, whether it's a natural disaster, a major power outage, cyber attack, or worse, or maybe just a bad storm, the first things that usually stop working are electronic payment systems. Kind of a no-brainer, but it needs to be said. No power, no ATMs. Card readers stop working, your internet goes out, mobile payments fail. Suddenly, nobody will take a credit card or run a debit card transaction. And a lot of this seems very simple, but again, you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised, on the number of people, whether they prep or not, that overlook this simple prep. So this is how cash becomes king, whether it's US dollars, Australian dollars, euro, pounds, yen. Here is what I recommend to keep on hand, regardless of the currency that you use. A good mix of small bills. So here in the US, the smallest bill is the 1, we have the 5, and we have the 10. Australia, $5 and $10 notes. The same idea in EU, the UK, Japan, anywhere else in the world. Focus on the smallest denominations first. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much cash that I keep personally on hand, because that would be a serious violation of OPSEC or operational security. But I am a prepper and I practice what I preach. So small bills. And it's difficult to determine how much money you need to have on hand. I know I've spoken in the past, 1 month's salary or a month and a half salary. A lot of people, that's just not practical. They just don't have the discretionary income to set aside $500, $700, $1,000 in small bills, because you have to put gas in your car, you have to pay your rent, your mortgage, you have to buy food at the grocery store. So it's not practical. We're definitely, when we prep, we have to prep within our means. prepping, putting yourself in the poorhouse, and then getting behind on your regular bills is not the way to go. I keep small bills in my vehicle, my bug out bag, my get home bag, all my bags, because you never know where you're going to be when you need them. Now, as a good tip, the majority of the cash that you're going to keep on hand in your home needs to be in what would I call a small fireproof safe. I know you've all have seen them. It's the same type of fire-resistant safe or fireproof safe here in the United States. Social security card, birth certificates, passport, health records, life insurance policies. And I did a separate podcast on all the documents that you should have on hand in the event that you have to bug out. But for practical purposes, you should always keep that currency and those very important documents inside this fireproof safe in the unlikely event you're away from your home and disaster strikes your residence and, God forbid, your house burns down. So why small bills? Because in a real emergency situation, a vendor at a store is not going to be able to make change for a $100 bill or a €100 note. They would rather not sell you whatever you're purchasing, a case of water, chips, whatever it happens to be, than break a large bill. Also, keep some cash outside your normal wallet in the event your wallet gets lost or stolen. You don't want to be in an emergency situation where you've lost your wallet and now you're completely helpless. As always, this is not about being a conspiracy theorist. This is about just being practical. So when everyone else is standing in line at the ATM that's not working, and trust me, folks, there are people, and you know who I'm talking about, or the type of people I'm talking about, there will be people that will stand in front of that ATM when the power's out, hoping that the power's going to come on. I'm not really sure if they have inside information that the power's going to come on in 15 minutes after it's been down for 3 days, but you will see people standing in line at an ATM waiting for the power to come back on. And somehow if the ATM gets powered up, the infrastructure and all the other things downstream are suddenly going to be working, and they're going to be able to get money out of this ATM. So let's say for kicks and giggles, the ATM does power back on, and let's say they are able to get $200 out of that ATM. What are they going to do with it? Go to the grocery store, are they going to be able to make change? You go to the gas station, power's out, you're not going to be able to pump any gas. So when it comes to prepping, cash isn't very flashy. It's not a very sexy prep. It's not a cool new gadget you can get on the internet. It's certainly not as cool as guns or radios. But when your cards stop working, cash is one of the most useful things you can have, regardless of where you live in the world. I'm not talking about bartering. We've talked about that until we're blue in the face. So that's why I say cash is king. Have currency, have paper, have hard currency ready to go. Again, folks, if you like this episode, please like, share, subscribe, leave a review, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. It really helps the podcast grow. We just hit 75,000 downloads. Let's add some more. All right, so before I wrap this up, I'm going to tell you something I've been working on. I've started writing a fictional survival series called The Lone Man on the Ridge. It's about a gentleman who just wants to be left alone on his mountain when everything in the world goes completely sideways. But, of course, the world has other plans. So if you like my regular content, and I certainly hope you like this as well, but if it sucks, just let me know, because I wear my big boy pants most of the time. And as always, folks, please be careful out there. Take care of one another, and until next time.
You've been listening to The Common Sense Practical Prepper. Subscribe, like, drop a review. Over and out.